It really works in all hair types. Welcome to the SOS FLORA. My name is MJ. I'm a nanoplasty educator, and I'm here today to talk to you, hairdresser, about how to achieve the OMG effect in any hair type right on your first application. Welcome to this live, guys. I am very excited to talk to you guys about nanoplasty in several different hair types, just to give you guys the assurance that nanoplasty is for your clientele. I know that we hear a lot about nanoplasty. We hear that nanoplasty is good for this specific hair type. Nanoplasty is good for that hair type, but there is a myth on that. It's important for us to understand that nanoplasty can work for every different hair type. How you guys are handling the school holidays over there? When I get roots redone, they free my wet ends. How to avoid this next time? Okay, so they fry, you mean, your ends? Does it help with regrowth? With growth? Okay, good. Good questions. Very, very good questions. So I will just ask my little baby to go down. Hi, Baba. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
How you guys dealing with school holidays there? Here it's pretty hard. So let's go down. Go down. Vai lá, meu filho.
You said I can watch.
Yeah. Okay. Vai lá ver. Oh my God. How you guys are dealing with?
To watch?
How? I'm here talking to people online.
Then where's my watching?
I'll give you in a minute, all right?
Okay. Be quick.
See how the demand? How do you think I can handle everything? Let's go back, guys. All right. When I get redone, they fry my ends. How to avoid this next time? That's a great question. That's an absolutely great question. Why nanoplasty is for everybody? Because we got the proper technique for everyone. If we have the proper technique for everyone, then we can do for any hair type. On your hair, for example, on the ends, guys, I have nanoplasty on my hair. It's actually, I have to redo the roots. But look at those ends. For a blonde hair, fine hair, I don't have fry ends. My ends are quite healthy, actually. I don't even have split ends. Why this happen? Because when I redo the nanoplasty, I assume that this part here already have nanoplasty done. So I don't need to go intensively with the iron. This is one of the biggest mistakes people do when they redo nanoplasty. They apply the nanoplasty all around, and that's totally fine, but they shouldn't not protect the ends. The ends, you should be using this. You should be using the macadamia serum on the ends. So you give extra protection to the ends, extra hydration, so you will not dehydrate the ends. Also, heat protection. Guys, heat protection. You need to use this prior nanoplasty iron. You need to use this. This can be a lifesaver to your nanoplasty. It can change the results so much. And also, you need to sell this to your client. So your client, every time they dry their hair or they will curl the ends or they're going to do anything using heat, they will use it. Because this will guarantee to create a barrier around the fiber, and you will not have the intensity of the damage that the heat can cause. So one of the most important things is you need to be educated enough to be able to do nanoplasty by any source, any kind. I know that many brands out there, they sell the solution saying, it's so simple, anyone can do it. No, it's not as simple as it looks. And it's not as hard as it looks like as well. But when you have the right education, you definitely can do it. So on the ends, how you do it then, MJ? If I have the ends like that, what would be the suggestion then? The suggestion would be applying the macadamia serum on the ends, then applying the product all around, leaving it on for about an hour, rinse it all out, heat protection on the ends, especially on the ends, and using the iron with a reduced amount of passes on where the hair is already straight. Very important. This is almost vital, all right, to do it. Then someone asked, does it help with growth? Princess, let me tell you something. I'm a trichologist. So a hair to grow, they need to have some parameters. One of them is a healthy environment on the scalp. The right Sorry, my mom is calling me. So a right amount of nutrients on the body to sustain that. So if your hair is not growing, first thing is investigating why your hair is not growing. It could be hormonal. So if you do a blood test and check all your hormonal levels, B12, iron, they are all good. So we can understand that might be something blocking the follicle to grow. So you need to do a really good cleanse on your hair and start a treatment. So the best thing is identifying. If you identify, okay, my hair is falling, then I need to do something to stop the hair fall. The hair is not falling, but it's not growing. So then it's a different issue. You're going to use a serum to help the hair, to stimulate your scalp to grow. All right. So then let's go to this other question. Do you have a salon in Sydney? I don't personally have a salon, but I have 9,000 salons using our solution. I can recommend you to one of them 100%. Then RM said, I will try this nanoplasty with color, but the color was fade. That's a really good question as well. The color can fade if the technique used it's not correct. Obviously that there is some situations where even doing everything, you can't avoid the color change. For example, the hair is all gray underneath and you put a darker color on top of the gray. So gray hair, it's empty. The hair strand doesn't have the melanin, which is what holds the color anymore. So when you put a color on top of that hair that it's gray, the color is always superficial. And as soon as I use the acidic product on that hair, it will fade that superficial color. But if the hair is not under that circumstance, you're not supposed to change the color. Why the color change then, MJ? Change for a few reasons. It changed because you are leaving too much product on the hair and passing the iron. Or you are not using enough product on the hair, so you're not leaving the hair enough hydrated. Or you're not using the heat protection. Or you're using too much heat. All right? So this could be the reasons why the hair color is changing too much, because it's not supposed to. But obviously, if you're not using Flora Active, I cannot give you the advice, because some brands, they use ingredients inside that in contact with the heat can change the color. What I can say is inside a Flora Active bottle doesn't have that. Liz Matuk is saying, I was thinking of asking them to do blow dry instead of iron for redoing roots for many reasons. Scared I have to cut a lot of hair last time, some wavy volume for the roots. I also have layers short, so hitting ends is inevitable. I don't think they have your good serum, unfortunately. I'm working.
Okay.
How you guys deal with kids and work? Honestly, I wish to buy your product, Nanoplasty, and do it myself. Liz, I can definitely suggest to you places where I know that they are nanoplasty specialists. So they would do exactly what we've been teaching them. I know that from my 9,000 salons using my solution, not all of them are nanoplasty specialists. And this can make a huge difference. Unfortunately, it's so true. Is there a difference with hair Botox? Yes. Hair Botox will be a lighter solution. I'm talking about the Botox from Flora Active, all right? Let me show you. So we've got the BTX solution for blonde hair and the BTX solution for brown hair. What is the difference between this and the Nanoplasty? So the Nanoplasty solution will have ingredients to make the hair straighter for longer. So the Botox will work very well, but it's not they're not going to have the longevity on the fiber. So it's not going to act on the fiber for the same amount of time of the Nanoplasty. So that's pretty much the main difference. So it's very important for us to understand this. I could see so many questions in regards to the Nanoplasty here, and this is great because it really shows you guys that it's totally possible to do it in different hair types. blonde hair, damaged hair, obviously that the difference it would be on the application, on the technique. It's possible to buy Floractive, all the rest of your products for independent use. Definitely you can buy the home care. You can use the home care. You can buy the moringa oil, you can buy the shampoo, the conditioner, the masks. You can do 100%. But the professional products, you need to be a hairdresser to touch on that. So hair 4C, we have a hair 4C today in my sister's salon. We have a hair like that on my sister's salon, which is right here near us. And I saw she sent me the photo, and I will send you guys the after on the story, so you will see that is definitely possible. Any hair, when I say any hair, I mean by any hair. The difference is you need to use the proper steps. This will make the whole difference. I'm using the Express 15 first, then I wash before color. You can do the way you do with the Nanoplasty. If you are doing Express 15 and color on the same day, at the end you're gonna wash, then you're gonna apply the color. Exactly the same. The 15 minutes is the new one. For you guys that didn't hear about, we launched a Nanoplasty that works under 15 minutes. So yes, that's exactly what you heard. It's a Nanoplasty that it's gonna last not as much of the obviously the traditional Nanoplasty, but it's still an amazing solution. I'm in Qatar as soon you train salons abroad. 100%. We also sell in Qatar as well. I can put you in contact with the distributor in Qatar so you can get in touch with them and have your hair done by a Nanoplasty specialist. I hope you guys enjoyed this live today. I was able to clarify so many questions, explain to you guys a little bit more about the solution, about the technique, and I'm going to be talking a lot about that. It's not only the product. The product doesn't do any miracles. The miracles are done when you put your hands and your brain to work together, you know? And I'm here just to say to you guys that if you have any questions in regards to Nanoplasty, please send us a message. We're going to be here to support you. So thank you so much for this SOS Flora, and I'll see you guys on the next SOS Flora, which is going to be Thursday, 12 p.m. Bye.